gentlemen, welcome to the biggest mirage of the summer. Welcome to KPW Sabotage. As I, Tavy Styles, falling it right down the middle, flying solo as always, and a pack stacked and sold out Kumite Forum. And tonight, we bring to you 4 championship matches. Some of them being determined by the Kumite faithful over the course of the previous month, including the main event here tonight, the World Heavyweight Championship up for grabs, of course, coming into fray, being completely thrown off of the original course of action, courtesy of our current reigning defending World Heavyweight Champion, Bam Dardino, as he goes one-on-one against Pando for the World Heavyweight Championship. And that is all to come in our main event much later on tonight. Also still to come, the other half of the Bam Bus, Ricky Rhombus, will be in action in a stipulation determined by the fans over the course of the previous month. We came in with 3 options: a submission bout, a hair versus hair bout. But ultimately, the fans have spoken and they have decided, they have determined that Ricky Rhombus will be taking on the Viceroy Jedi in a Falls Count Anywhere match. But also still to come, more championship implications, more championships to be contested for, as we will be holding a tag team championship open as the First Nation, Sardi, Shuko, take on 3 tag teams in the Boise Boys, in Chaos Control, and in Bunker Hill. And speaking of Parliament, speaking of Bunker Hill, we are expecting quite the presence between those 2 warring factions throughout the night, including in the KPW Twitch Championship bout. The fans have spoken. They have been clamoring for this rematch ever since we saw them butt heads back at Vendetta in our first ever ladder match. A return bout for the Twitch Championship. Student versus mentor, UK versus US. As Popcorn Poppy defends the gold against Josue. And that's not all she wrote for these 2 warring factions in Parliament in Bunker Hill, as Oliver English and Popo will be in 2 of the 3 men going into this World Heavyweight Championship contenders bout coming up later in the night, with the winner earning a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship in time for our next monthly special event, Euphoria, at the end of September. It won't just be Oliver English, it won't just be Popo squaring up for the gold, for the opportunity to get some more gold, as our previous World Heavyweight Champion, Pierre Cinema, will be inserted into this triple threat match. All for a chance, all for the opportunity to take back what was rightfully his, all for the opportunity to make history and truly etch his place into history as the landmark, the franchise player of KPW. An opportunity to call himself the first ever 2-time KPW World Heavyweight Champion, but first he has to get through Oliver English and Popo. But to kick off tonight's bout, it'll be some hardcore action. No punches pulled here tonight, folks, as our reigning, defending three-time KPW Hardcore Champion Cory Sinclair goes one-on-one against the 6'8", 300-pound misfit, Bawb. And without further ado, let's get right down the ringside to kick off our first of 4 championship bouts. Maintaining tradition, the way that he marches down to the ring, the way that he walks with purpose, walks with such intent. A misfit, Bawb, a former KPW Tag Team Champion, a former Twitch Champion. He's picked up quite the impressive resume here in KPW. And tonight he has a chance to potentially call himself a hardcore champion, which will put him at 3 of the 4 championships that you can fight for here in KPW. He'd be able to say that he's won at least 3 of them. Get one step closer to making history as a Grand Slam champion. But he has to plow through one of the most volatile, one of the most explosive champions that we've ever had here in KPW. You're, of course, talking about Cory Sinclair. Been able to call himself a hardcore champion 3 times here in the history of KPW. He's been a former Twitch champion as well. Fight! Got quite the acumen here. Meeting of the minds in the middle. Cory gets knocked down. Bawb with the size advantage, being easily capable of toppling the King of Stego style. Big power slam from Bawb. Arno will tie up a big elbow to the back of the neck of Cory Sinclair, the champion, of course. And the blue accent, Bawb. And the black and red. Double foot stomp onto the back of Bawb. We heard Cory Sinclair speak about this at length last Monday night on Warzone. We know that Cory Sinclair is going to have to change up his strategy as compared to how he fared against a role model, Tape, a man that has been so very closely associated with Bawb over the course of the past year. In this situation, it may not be about the size of the fight and the dog. It may as well be about the size of the dog and the fight. And Bob's got a considerable size advantage going into this bout. Snake eyes over the top rope, draping Cory Sinclair neck first over that top rope. Heavy haymaker to take him down to the mat. Bawb keeping the pressure up, going for an STF here. Heavy strikes from Cory Sinclair. Looking to keep the pressure up. Bawb trying to go for a standing clothesline. Cory ducks the attempt, however. Backdrop driver. Drilling Cory Sinclair neck first onto the mat. And look at the flurry of punches that Bawb is unleashing onto the champion. Referee Slapthigh Jones having to pull Bawb away from the champion there. May not have till the count of 5 to break up off the attack in the corner. This constitutes under hardcore rules. Bawb's wasted no time whatsoever. Another snake eyes over the ropes here. Bawb, consistent targeting of the neck of the champion. A great strategy, might I add. An attack centralized around cutting off the lungs, tightening up the throat, the neck area of Cory Sinclair, make it harder for him to breathe, make him exhaust more of his cardio as the minutes tick away. 60-minute time limits in effect here. We'd like to welcome you all here to our 18th ever monthly special event here. Diving senton from the top.
Count 2.
And that was such a close call there for Cory Sinclair. Just a second, I was certain, I was absolutely sure that we were going to be seeing a new hardcore champion. It's not often when you see the misfit Bawb dive into his repertoire of aerial offense as he continues the assault, as he dives down to the floor. A big splash from the top down to the floor here, right in front of the Kumite faithful.
9, 10.
Cory Sinclair thinking a pile driver on the floor. Bawb, however,
13.
overpowering
14,
him quite easily here.
15, 16.
Real pile
17,
driver, courtesy of Bawb. Count of 18. Cory Sinclair, he's not a man that will go down easily. He's not a man that will choose the path of least resistance. He knows that a count-out victory would still come to his benefit. He would still be the hardcore champion. But that is not the way that Cory Sinclair would prefer to do things. Body shot to the kidneys of Cory Sinclair. Sends him right through the ropes there, and that could cause some serious bruising. Brought down from Bawb. Looking to meet in the middle here. Irish whip into the corner, but Bawb put the boot up. He's been in firm control of this bout. From the moment the bell rang, when we saw them meet right in the middle, a meeting of the minds, a headbutt right in the center of the ring. And Cory was the one sent right down to the mat, timbering down, might I add. Irish whip into the ropes, drop toe hold from the champion. Waistlock transition, going back to the collar and elbow. A throat thrust from Cory Sinclair. And you can tell that Bob's getting frustrated. You can see him unleashing an absolute flurry, a hellstorm of strikes onto a man that is just so widely renowned and recognized here in the history of KPW for his striking ability. For the first time since he has won the Hardcore Championship, Cory Sinclair truly the underdog going into this fight. And I don't think you could describe this any other way. I don't think any definition would be more apropos than to call this a fight. Not just a fight for the Hardcore Championship, a fight for survival for Cory Sinclair. Another backdrop driver here. Cory Sinclair still has some fight left in him, but he's struggling to get to his feet. He's getting quite gingerly. Power slam counter from Bawb. He has been firmly, decisively in control here. But the endurance of the champion is just pushing him forward. And it might come to a screeching halt now. Last caress choke slam.
3. Pin.
And we have a new KPW Hardcore Champion. As the misfit, Bawb, has marched in with a purpose. With hellfire, storm, and destruction. We saw back last Monday night that Bawb got the upper hand. He got the drop on Cory Sinclair that night after Cory defeated Tape in singles action. Nobody was expecting Bawb to return so early. Nobody was expecting him to arrive at the time that he did. But Cory Sinclair, you gotta give it up to the now former hardcore champion Cory Sinclair. That was a valiant fight from the King of Stego style. There was an opportunity where he was on the outside, just recuperating from that clutch pile driver. The referee Slapdive Jones ticking away into that count of 18. Cory had a moment in time where he thought about just staying outside the rings, just taking the count out loss to Bawb and keeping the championship. But he chose to fight with honor. He chose to fight and go down with pride and with dignity. It looked like for just a moment Cory Sinclair was going to make a crucial comeback. And Bawb was right there to cut off that comeback, cut off that momentum, and put an end to things. Put an end to this bout. And most importantly, put an end to the championship reign of Cory Sinclair. Congratulations to our new KPW Hardcore Champion, the Misfit, Bawb. But coming up next, triple threat action. A championship contenders match, one to determine who will be getting a world championship match next month at Euphoria at the end of September, as we see two prominent heads of rivaling factions, Oliver English representing Parliament, Popo representing Bunker Hill, looking for a chance to shine bright once again, looking for a chance to take control of KPW. And amidst the crossfire, caught in the crossfire, is our now former KPW World Heavyweight Champion. A man that is looking to exact his revenge on the Bam Boss. Looking to exact his revenge on Ricky Rhombus, on Bam Dardino, who is now our current World Heavyweight Champion. A man that we'll be seeing in action much later on tonight. And now Pierre makes the first steps forward to becoming a two-time World Heavyweight Champion. But before we get down to ringside, I understand that we have some cameras rolling backstage as Roger is on standby here. Let's get a word from our favorite relative interviewer in Roger.
Pando, I wanted to know something before I head down to that ring. I really wanted to tie up loose ends and take you on here tonight. Our battle would have been legendary. But life had other plans.
Other plans? You lost it all. Pando doesn't make excuses. Pando won't need any tonight when that bell rings. Bam Dardino may have that belt he snatched off of you, but he has no idea that he is already a dead man walking. Ricky Rhombus won't get the drop on Pando. This is my night, Pierre. And so is that World Heavyweight Championship.
Just know this. The first time around, I needed the redemption, the glory. I needed to get even. When I get my gold back, and when we meet again, it won't be because of glory. It will be because Pierre goddamn Cinema can no longer be denied. I showed weakness for one moment and it cost me everything. It's time to prove to the world that I was not a fluke champion.
One more thing before you head out there. Pando is still hungry. Pando wants a fight. Pando will be waiting for you at Euphoria, little man. Don't make me come looking for you.
Strong words. A strong exchange between Pierre Cinema, between Pando. We can see how much losing that World Heavyweight Championship is weighing on the mind of Pierre Cinema. But Pierre Cinema is staying good to his word, especially towards the Kumite faithful here tonight. Representing them with that deep blue color on his apparel here tonight. It was a man looking to march into battle, looking to represent the Kumite faithful with such class and dignity. That opportunity was stripped away from him, but now he has to earn it back. Now he finds himself in between a blood feud. A real tried and true blood feud between Bunker Hill and Parliament. Oliver English taking matters into his own hands here tonight, looking to get one step closer to achieving the greater vision of Parliament.
I know I'm sexy. I've got the look that drives to go wild. I've got the move that really moves.
We saw Popo and Oliver English compete against one another back at Vendetta last month, where Oliver English would emerge victorious over the Heartthrob. A minor setback for Bunker Hill, but they evened the score quite easily in that ladder match against Josue. Popcorn Poppy regained the Twitch Championship for the third time ever. Oliver English gunning straight for Popo. It's gonna be really interesting to see how Pierre Cinema approaches this. Pierre Cinema, the odd man out. He might be in one hell of a position to be singled out, as this opportunity, this chance to become World Heavyweight Champion.
1, 2.
I think it'd be very fair to say that Pierre Cinema going into this bout would be the odds-on favorite.
7, 8.
Exchange of strikes on the outside here between Pierre Cinema and Popo. They're getting the upper hand on Oliver English now. Oliver English pulling Pierre Cinema underneath the bottom rope. He's looking to inflict some serious damage on the former world champion, on the star attraction, on France's greatest export.
18.
Now what we see Oliver English doing on the apron here, this is precisely the kind of idea that we thought Pierre Cinema would be trying to enact here.
1, 2.
And it probably would have been it would have been all the wiser for Pierre Cinema to take that approach. Let these two men settle the score and then pick up the scraps. Oliver English. Allowing Pierre Cinema to get ahead of himself there. Perhaps not see the forest through the trees. But it should go without any saying whatsoever that there was at one point some serious contentions, a serious conflict of interest between Pierre Cinema and Popo earlier on in the year, earlier in the spring. And those two had one hell of a battle back at Riot Act back in April. Going quite the distance, going almost 30 minutes. And it was quite a similar circumstance regarding this. They were both competing for the opportunity to go for the World Heavyweight Championship. And if it wasn't for the presence of the Monarch, Oliver English, you could make one hell of a case that this is really a deja vu kind of feeling here tonight at Sabotage. Big forearm strike from Pierre Cinema to Popo. I think Popo's been split wide open by that heavy elbow strike. Got one hell of a gash.
One,
Above that eyebrow line.
2, 1.
Sit out power bomb from Oliver English. Looking to capitalize on a weakened Popo here. Only getting a 2 count for his troubles. Crucifix pinfall attempt, but Oliver English's feet reach the ropes. The angle of that crucifix pinfall attempt really coming into the favor of Oliver English. Snap DDT onto Popo. Bridging German suplex onto Pierre Cinema. Oliver English trying to hold the other 2 contestants of this bout underneath his thumb. It's a drop kick from Popo from the top rope. Arm smash from Pierre Cinema, knocking Popo out of the ring.
3,
And now Oliver English
4.
redirects his attention to France's greatest export. You could tell that Oliver English has been waiting to get his hands on Pierre Cinema ever since he was added to this bout. Almost last minute, might I add. Being added to the bout last minute, last week on Warzone. Under some extreme circumstances. Nobody had it in the cards that Bam Dardino was going to cash in that lethal lottery contract just 2 weeks ago. And Pierre Cinema certainly deserving, certainly earning that heavyweight championship opportunity. And Pierre Cinema being singled out by both Oliver English and Popo. Texas T on the Popo.
1,
Cover!
2, count 2.
And Pierre breaks up the pin. His chance to get a rematch against Bam Dardino is still intact. For Oliver English, for Popo, this is just such a personal goal for the both of them. These 2 men, they're gonna absolutely kill each other. And Pierre Cinema has to keep it careful here. Looking to steal the pin here. Oliver English driving the knee into the back of Pierre to break up the pin. And now Popo breaks up the pin. British German suplex. Popo quick to break that one up, however. That was certainly a shocking development there for sure. Oliver English, Popo momentarily working together on the same page just to isolate Pierre Cinema. Step up Enziguri knocking out Popo. He's lights out here. And Popo just barely popped the shoulder up. He barely beat the 3 count. And this is one fall to a finish here, folks. Whoever is able to secure the pinfall or the submission here, as shown, as demonstrated by Popo as he cinches in that figure 4 on Pierre Cinema. Double suplex onto Popo. Oliver English moving very hastily, trying to move very swiftly, calculating every step that he makes. This has been the closest that Oliver English has been to a World Heavyweight Championship since back at Lethal Lottery, June of 2024, when he marched into that event as our inaugural World Heavyweight Champion. He would go on to lose that belt to the man they call Ding that very night. Not received any opportunities to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship since that moment in time. Although he was involved in the 2024 Golden Gauntlet, his efforts would ultimately remain short here. Pierre Cinema diving onto the back of Oliver English over the top rope and down to the floor. Popo attempting the same, but Oliver English moving out of harm's way here. Pierre Cinema going for it all here. And what a costly mistake there for Pierre Cinema. Oliver English seemingly baited him into that dive. Snap suplex from the heartthrob. A step up Enziguri to the back of Popo now. Still targeting the head of the heartthrob. Popo very much still bleeding profusely. Snap suplex. Oliver English, abdominal stretch, keeping the pressure up on both of these men. Oliver English, the freshest man of this bout by a country mile. And the conditioning of the Monarch has been absolutely phenomenal ever since he came back at Mayhem. All that time that he spent away, out on leave from injuries, all that time rehabilitating, recuperating, came back quicker, sharper, stronger, and much more dangerous, and now he's got quite a bit of protection to boot. As he could fall back on men like Josue, he could fall back on Chaos Control. He has Tori, if needed, at his service, ready to fight for him at ringside. Oliver English continuing his attack on Popo via aerial assault to the outside.
7, 8.
Oliver English. Big Ben on the floor.
11, 12, 13.
And Popo is just completely knocked unconscious here.
15.
He has no clue where the hell he's even at here.
17.
Out of 17. 18. This is getting very dangerous. Popo could be walking away here with an easy pass to the World Heavyweight Championship, something that would almost certainly make both of these men irate.
1, 2,
We know how much that World Heavyweight Championship means to Pierre Cinema. He will not let it slip through his fingers so easily. He will not let it happen a second time within the course of 2 weeks. Within the course of 12 days.
11, 12.
He let his guard slip for just 1 second, and it cost him so much. Oliver English introducing a table. Perch it on the outside here.
17.
Backdrop driver onto the table.
19.
And Pierre Cinema, he's struggling to get to his feet. And did he beat the count? Flap-Thigh Jones, he was calling for the 20. I think Pierre Cinema just barely beat the count. That was as close as it could have possibly gotten. That was right down to the wire. Pierre Cinema barely survived that count out. You can see the intentions on display here of Oliver English. Very deceptive, very tactical, quite brilliant. As he was looking to disqualify Pierre Cinema from the bout here.
3, 4,
Oliver English
5.
looking for more weapons to introduce to this bout here. Ring bell in hand, clocking Pierre Cinema with the ring bell, tossing the bell at Popo. Trying to go for a German suplex, but Popo lands on his feet. Catching a second wind here, ladies and gentlemen. He is back in control after quite a disastrous opening sequence of this bout.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Oliver English trying to pick out his opportunities as he sees fit.
1, 2.
Pierre Cinema trying to continue the assault on the outside onto Popo.
5, 6.
And it's one hell of a strategy being employed here by Pierre Cinema, trying to keep both of these men isolated as far away from each other as possible, so they can't capitalize when Pierre Cinema decides to make that move, decides to snap one of these two men down to the mat with that starstruck DDT. Snap suplex from Pierre Cinema. A knee to the groin of Popo. No love lost between these two men. Oliver English ramming Pierre Cinema's head on the ring post, and now he continues his assault on the outside,
4,
flagging him down outside the ring, right in front of the first couple rows of the Kumite Forum.
8, 9, 10, 11,
Back suplex from Pierre Cinema.
13.
Oliver English catching the legs, sweeping him, taking Pierre Cinema off of his feet here.
16,
Count of 16.
17,
Baltic body press from Popo.
19,
And Oliver English almost got himself counted out there. One count broken up by Oliver English. Oliver English is playing almost completely, almost totally backfiring on him in spectacular fashion. Pierre Cinema was able to duck that shot with the ring bell on the outside. If Oliver English connected with that shot with the ring bell, Pierre Cinema would still be outside of the ring. He would still be trying to recuperate from that strike to the head. Popo completely isolated with those bell shots. And now it is Oliver English with the ring bell in control. One of these two men, they need to disarm the Monarch here, as he is running roughshod with this bell.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Set out power bomb on Pierre. 1 count broken up by Popo. Oliver English throws Popo out of the ring. He proceeds to toss Pierre out of the ring as well. And now Oliver English showcasing a bit of that aggression
7,
that he's picked up since he's been away.
9.
And he is just continuing to choke the life and just strangle the opportunities away from the former world heavyweight champion.
15, 16.
Popo making the most out of this opportunity, taking the time to recuperate here. Count of 18. Fire extinguisher shot. Pierre Cinema's out cold.
20. Count out.
Slap thigh Jones counting to 20 this time. Pierre Cinema outside of the ring for sure. He's been disqualified from this triple threat bout. It is now down to 2 men. It is now down to Oliver English. It is now down to Popo. One of these 2 men will be going to Euphoria next month.
1.
Oliver English completely outsmarted the star attraction here tonight. And now he's looking to exploit Popo as he gets 1 step closer to the top. Oliver English keeping the pressure up, trying to cut off any sort of momentum that Popo might have amounted. He had plenty of time to recuperate inside the ring. Oh, Oliver English laid in the cut
1.
on Pierre on the outside. Double German suplexes, 2 count result out of that. Popo is not going to go out of this bout so silently. And Oliver English, from the moment this bell rang, he has been all gas, no brakes. Pierre Cinema tossing the fire extinguisher into the center of the ring here. Popo's got the advantage. And now there's a struggle to get control of the fire extinguisher. Oliver English taking the fight to a bloody Popo. This has just been an absolute mauling, courtesy of Oliver English. Reverse DDT. Hooking the leg. This gotta be it. This has gotta be it. And no! Popo! He still fights. He still kicks out. Where the hell is he getting this from? Diving knee drop into the back of Popo. Oliver English thinks he has this one. He doesn't even realize that Popo is back up on his feet. Step up Enziguri, knocking down Popo. Looking for a quick cover. And Popo still won't say die here tonight. The aggression, the brutality on display here, courtesy of the Monarch. And if Oliver English could run away with this here tonight, that's gonna set a real bad omen for anybody that is not intimately involved in the operations known as Parliament. What kind of message is this gonna send to the Twitch champion, Popcorn Poppy? Oliver English cinching it deep on that sleeper hold, and Popo's lights out. Popo went quite the distance there. It was an uphill battle for sure for Popo. As we can see here, better angle of that sleeper hold. It was cinched in quite deep. Popo almost turned blue in the face there. Look at how close he was to getting to the ropes there. Look at how close he was to reaching out to get that rope break. All the blood soaking into the eyes of Popo. He could not see just how close he was to saving this match for himself. Pierre Cinema forced to look on from outside the ring. His opportunities have been squandered, courtesy of the Monarch, courtesy of the man that will be advancing to next month's Euphoria with a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity penciled in. Oliver English, rain or shine, is now the next #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, whether he'll be taking on Bam Dardino or Pando next month at Euphoria is yet to be written in stone here. But one thing is for sure, Parliament is now one step closer to achieving their greater vision. And it is all because of the tactical brilliance on display here tonight at Sabotage, courtesy of the Monarch, Oliver English. Coming up next for the Twitch Championship, speaking of Parliament, Josue, as selected by the Kumite faithful, gets a chance against his old mentor, Popcorn Poppy. Another chance for the gold. Another chance for the Twitch Championship. In a high-stakes rematch.
Mamacita. You want some Latino heat?
As now Parliament has a leg up on Bunker Hill. Here tonight for Sabotage. Can Popcorn Poppy even the odds? Can Popcorn Poppy maintain his dominance over his former student in Josue? The fire that this man is going to be competing with, the fire that both of these men are playing with, just to collide in the ring here tonight. Josue looking to prove to the world that he is not more than just Popcorn Poppy's equal. Regaining the Twitch Championship would cement Josue as a superior figure. Popcorn Poppy, of course, looking to keep Parliament one step further away from achieving their greater vision. making sure that he can mitigate whatever effects of dominance that Parliament may be going for, and he is quick on the offense here. Monkey flip from Josue. I mean, that has been branded as the secret weapon of Parliament. A man that Oliver English has been trusting for the past several months to get the job done. One of the most difficult of tasks regarding Parliament's advancements. Head scissors takedown denied by Popcorn Poppy as he mounts his former student and lays down a vicious assault. Pile driver denied by Josue now. Exchange of strikes center the ring. Popcorn Poppy striking below the belt on Josue. And think of all the mutual respect that these two men used to have for each other.
3, 4.
It's just such a stark contrast to how things were for Josue when he first arrived on the scene back in May. And let that set the stage for just how much Josue has already accomplished here at KPW. He's only been here for 3 months. And he has the opportunity to become a 2-time Twitch champion here tonight. Getting back heel kick, takes down Popcorn Poppy. Arch whip into the ropes, monkey flip from Josue. Popcorn Poppy slow to get to his feet, but he eventually does. Arm elbow tie reversed by Josue. Irish whip, neck breaker from Josue. Both these men in the ring, they are both trying to go for mind games on one another. They are both looking for any sort of advantage that they could think of. Swinging DDT onto Popcorn Poppy. $60-minute time limit in effect here tonight for all bouts here at Sabotage. Irish whip into the corners. Popcorn Poppy repositioning. Josue looking for the perfect position to strike. Looking for any excuses that Josue can try and weasel out here just to stay afloat in this bout. He wants to make sure that there is no benefit of the doubt given for Josue, a man that he considers a traitor, a backstabber. Now Popcorn Poppy taking the time to mock and taunt, try and get further into the head, further into the mind of Josue.
One, 2, 3, 4.
And Josue was one of 3 participants eligible to take on Popcorn Poppy for the Twitch Championship here tonight,
8.
as determined in the Sabotage survey.
1.
Josue with the vast majority of the vote. After that,
1,
jaw-dropping, absolutely stunning ladder match last month of Vendetta, Josue getting voted in over Nick Flawless, over the sauce to get a shot at Popcorn Poppy's Twitch Championship. Super hold on the outside, but submissions do not count outside of the ring. Snap jab takes down Josue. As scissors takedown attempted once again by Josue. Popcorn Poppy continuing to deny Josue any offense whatsoever. You can see just how frustrated Josue is getting. You can see how frustrated Popcorn Poppy is, seeing that, just seeing how far things have devolved between the two. And he's looking to put an end to things once and for all here with a snap, a crackle, and a pop. And he's not finished. He wants to make absolutely sure that this is over. This has to be an absolutely cathartic feeling for Popcorn Poppy. As Bunker Hill evens the score against Parliament, Popcorn Poppy holds on to the Twitch Championship. And you can see the look in the eyes of both of these men. They realize just how much both of them have sacrificed for them to get to this point. Feelings of remorse, maybe even regret. A longing for simpler times. A Pyrrhic victory for sure for Popcorn Poppy. Josue chose to walk away from the tutelage of Popcorn Poppy, chose to stab him in the back at Summer Spark. Chose to sit under the learning tree of Oliver English and ingratiate himself into Parliament. And Popcorn Poppy may be able to walk away with the Twitch Championship here tonight, but he knows damn well that over the course of this summer, he has lost a good friend. And now the only thing he could do is march on and look for new challengers, look for new opportunities to shine bright with that Twitch Championship around his waist. Congratulations to Popcorn Poppy. And coming up next, more action warfare. Heavy implications here tonight, as Bunker Hill, Parliament now both 1-1. Going into this event here, this could be the advantage that both of these factions are looking for here. As for the Twitch Championship, Popcorn Poppy keeps it intact, keeps it within the ranks of Bunker Hill. Oliver English advancing to a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. At Euphoria. However, Papyrus, Kruger represent Parliament. K-Dog and Solo represent Bunker Hill. They're just two of the 4 teams heading into this Tag Team Championship Open. Gauntlet rules. When one man is eliminated, the other tag team partner steps in. It'll certainly be an arms race to say the least. The tag team championship hangs in the balance. The First Nation marching in as champions with a 25% chance of victory here tonight. The stakes have never been higher for the First Nation. And Sigma Shuko, the mastermind, opting to start this bout for the First Nation. Quite the interesting play here. They're caught amidst a growing war here. K-Dog representing Bunker Hill with pride, marching down to the ring, sauntering down as he usually would. Feeling quite confident in his own ability to make sure that he can isolate and even eliminate the First Nation from championship contention. If he can take out Parliament as well, well, that would just be the icing on the cake. And speaking of the devil, the 400-pound Papyrus is starting this bout for Parliament, starting the bout for Chaos Control. And whoever represents the Boise Boys gonna have their hands full. If any team knows how to play in the pocket, if anybody knows how to set the record straight, it's David Rush, it's Hollywood Hand, and the Boise Boys, a true wild card fourth team into this bout. This could be their opportunity to maintain and establish dominance once again here. Walking away the victors in this bout would secure them as tag team champions for the third time ever here in KPW history. And all three challenging teams looking to circle around Sigma Shuko, the champion, one of the tag team champions. They know what is awaiting should Shuko be eliminated from this bout. They know that Slarty is waiting behind that curtain. They know that Slarty could really inflict some serious damage. He is the insurance policy of the First Nation going into this bout here tonight. This is a true test of endurance for Sigma Shuko, and it's not looking great for him. As K-Dog just lays in the cut with some serious crossface action. High-fetch shot. David Rush and K-Dog in one corner of the ring. Sigma Shuko getting sent across the ring, courtesy of Papyrus. And that back body drop. And ladies and gentlemen, coming up this Monday night on Warzone, Understand that two of KPW's best and brightest stars will be competing on the program, rain or shine. And it's definitely pouring heavy for Cory Sinclair, as he will be in action this Monday night, but he will no longer be able to call himself the hardcore champion. Sit out moonsault from K-Dog onto the back of Papyrus. We know that coming up next will be the Falls Count Anywhere bout between Jedi and Ricky Rhombus. But no matter what goes down, if Jedi can finally exact his revenge on Ricky Rhombus, chicken wing suplex attempt onto Papyrus.
Count 2.
And that was a close call there for K-Dog. Almost eliminating the big man, almost taking out Papyrus. Quite possibly the largest weapon of destruction within Parliament. To circle back to this Monday night, Jedi will be in action against the prize fighter, Venom Artemis. What remains to be seen is how he will be conditioned to fight this Monday night, after the war that you know he and Ricky Rhombus are going to engage in soon enough. And the Falls Count Anywhere match still to come here tonight. And also still to come, both members of the Band Bus in action. We know that Ricky Rhombus and Jedi will be competing up next. A Falls Count Anywhere match to settle their grudges once and for all. We know that the World Heavyweight Champion Dardino will be in our main event. He'll be defending against the Siberian Silver Bear Pando. We know that one of those two men will be going to Euphoria to go up against Oliver English, a man that has cemented his #1 contendership status earlier on tonight by defeating Popo and Pierre Cinema in triple threat action. Irish Whitley to the ropes, drop toe hold from Papyrus. Big heel kick from K-Dog, swinging roundhouse, trying to pick up the 400-pound Papyrus, and he deadlifts him. Impressive feat of strength for K-Dog for sure. And he's not finished here. Back suplex, bridging the pin here, and Papyrus has been eliminated. We now await the arrival of the other half of Parliament, the other half of Chaos Control. Kruger is now with the biggest disadvantage going into this tag team championship bout here. And he immediately goes after K-Dog after eliminating his tag team partner, after all the months of warfare that Parliament and Bunker Hill, they've just been at constant odds with one another. Total elimination from both the First Nation and Parliament, trying to take out David Rush. They know how much and how persistent of a threat the Boise Boys can become if they can regain the tag team championships. The Boise Boys absolutely dominated 2024 with their 2 tag team championship reigns, holding onto the belts for the vast majority of the year. K-Dog, Kruger, both tossing Shuko and Rush out of the ring. looking to keep focus, keep the attention on the action there. Kruger, K-Dog, they're both looking at Shuko and David Rush as appetizers for the real course. They want to put each other away. Chicken wing suplex inside the ring, a 2 count. Shuko stays alive. And the First Nation still has a bit of an advantage here. Kruger, however, representing Parliament, representing Chaos Control. Certainly the odd man out here. Inside cradle, cover. And David Rush squeaks the shoulder out. Rock kick from Kruger to David Rush. Back elbow from Kruger to Shuko. David Rush, quick thinking, quick reflexes there from the record setter, David Rush, as he goes to zero in on Sigma. Shuko looks to zero in on the arms, trying to neutralize the torque, the pressure that Shuko can apply. That patented lion tamer. K-Dog zoning in on Kruger now. Assisted pile driver onto Kruger. And K-Dog's got quite some history with all three of these men inside the ring. Suplex onto David Rush here, bridging it once again. And David Rush has been eliminated. Bunker Hill, First Nation, they both still maintain control. They both still maintain an advantage in this championship open. Hollywood Hannon, Kruger, two members of two teams. That have an insurmountable amount of pressure going into this fight here. And this truly can be described as a fight now.
1, 2, count 2.
Shuko kicking out. And this strategy might be paying off in dividends here for the First Nation. As the heavy hitter, the War Machine, Flarty, being the fail-safe, like, man, trusted to maintain the championship reign of the First Nation. K-Dog going after Shuko now. And K-Dog's been very successful going into this championship open, securing 2 eliminations. Kruger, Hollywood Hannon. Kruger, lateral press.
Count 2.
And Kruger gets the shoulder free. He breaks the pin. Spinning roundhouse kick countered into an Achilles hold from Kruger. Snapdragon suplex from Shuko and kick out at 1, courtesy of Hollywood Hannon. Assisted pile driver onto K-Dog. And think of the advantage that would be opening up if Bunker Hill could emerge victorious here. If K-Dog and Solo can win this open, that is now 2 championships that Bunker Hill would have possession over. That is 2 championships that Parliament has no access to whatsoever. As Speaking of tag team action, as I'm receiving word from the board of directors, this Monday night on Warzone, we will be seeing the Raging Bulls take on the Influence, two tag teams that are not intimately involved into this championship open here tonight. They'll be colliding in the ring on our 75th edition of Warzone in just 48 hours. Sidewalk slam from Kruger. Cover on Shuko. And Shuko's been eliminated. And Shuko's gone quite the distance in this bout. He's bought Slarty some truly valuable time. But now Slarty has to maintain control. He has to play it in the pocket. He's got to earn his keep. He's got to make sure that KPW Tag Team Championship stays within the grip of the First Nation. If Slarty gets eliminated, a new set of tag team champions is guaranteed here tonight. A clubbing shot from Hollywood Hannon onto the back of Slarty as he's just trying to clear the ring. He's trying to make whatever distance he can here. Boston Crab denied by K-Dog. Already returning to the ring, looking to zero in on K-Dog. And the First Nation and K-Dog have quite the storied history. Oh, you can even apply that to Solo. Slarty, Shuko, they were the men that ended the undefeated streak of K-Dog when he first bursted onto the scene, arrived here in KPW back in the fall, back around September. Almost a year ago to the day. Hollywood Hannon, more than willing to get his hands dirty, trying to gouge out the eyes of Kruger. As many people like to voice the opinion, Kruger is one of many victims of the Monarch, Oliver English, a man that has been blinded by the silver tongue. A man that marches forward under the guise of a greater vision. But it's looking at the very moment that Oliver English is the only man that's really reaping any sort of benefit here. Belly to belly suplex from Slarty. Slarty diverting his attention to Kruger. Double power bomb. K-Dog's sent packing outside the ring here. Slarty. The hell is he signaling for here? Is he looking at... He's going all the way down to the floor with a diving headbutt. Slarty is a man possessed. K-Dog with ample time to recover and recuperate. Looking to make the cohorts in Bunker Hill proud with his performance here tonight. Pendulum backbreaker onto Hollywood Hannon. An excellent counter from the Pitbull. And he's been running wild in this bout for the past 16 and a half minutes. A strong tactical decision made by Bunker Hill here. K-Dog going for the wrist crusher on Kruger. Wishbone split between him and Slarty. The War Machine looking to inflict some serious damage now on Hollywood Hannon. K-Dog looking for a running neck breaker, and Kruger managed to sidestep the move. Morale of Bunker Hill surely boosted. Both Popcorn Poppy, K-Dog, and Solo almost certainly fired up after Popo's valiant effort in that triple threat match, giving his blood, sweat, and tears just for the opportunity to get a World Heavyweight Championship match. An opportunity that he would ultimately fall short in. But only fired up Bunker Hill and might as well have caused the opposite effect of what Oliver English desired for Parliament. We can't count out Chaos Control just yet. Papyrus, the heavy of the two, the 400-pounder in the equation, he may be out of the picture right now. But Kruger is still putting up one hell of a fight here. Inside cradle attempted by Kruger, and Slarty immediately breaks out of the hold. Leg lock onto Hollywood Hannon. K-Dog he's looking to submit the big man. Side kick from Kruger. Single leg Boston Crab onto the tag team champion. Cross faces from K-Dog. And K-Dog's been able to slip through this bout quite easily. He's been able to make one hell of a nut here. He's been earning his keep here in Bunker Hill quite easily. A man that was a late addition of Bunker Hill, a man alienated and outright targeted by Parliament, embraced by Solo, embraced by Popcorn Poppy, those long-standing ties working out to his favor. While there was a little bit of pushback from the heartthrob and Popo, he's come to realize that there are bigger enemies at hand here. Hurricane Rod reversal from K-Dog. Irish whip. K-Dog clotheslining Kruger down to the mat. Slarty with that barbed wire 2x4 in hand here, the signature weapon of the War Machine. Slarty was in full possession of Barbie there. And now Kruger has the barbed wire 2x4. He's got the lumber. He's looking to lacerate. Running neck breaker from Kruger to K-Dog. Open palm strike from Slarty, trying to take down Hollywood Hannon. Lateral press. Slarty in danger. And Slarty kicks out. The First Nation are still tag team champions. Their reign is still intact, but it is almost certainly being put to the test here tonight. Back body drop onto the 2x4. K-Dog securing a cover on Kruger. And Parliament has been eliminated from the Championship Open. You're now down to 3 teams. Step up Enziguri onto Hollywood Hannon. And look at how much of a point of contention that 2x4 has been ever since it's been introduced to this bout. And Barbie has been making quite the difference maker for Slarty, for Hollywood Hannon. Kruger is not allowed to re-enter this bout. He's not allowed to re-enter the ring. He just has to sit back and watch and accept his fate. As Parliament is met with yet another setback, courtesy of Bunker Hill. K-Dog on an incredible run here, by the way. That is his 3rd elimination of this bout. Neck wrench, courtesy of K-Dog, restraining the big arms of Hollywood Hannon. Belly to belly suplex from Slarty. Another Irish whip, courtesy of Slarty. Samoan drop. And Hollywood Hannon got sent flying into Cloud 9 with that one. These 4 teams have managed to turn the squared circle into an absolute battleground here tonight. Battle lines being drawn between these 3 teams. Parliament officially eliminated from the bout, officially out of the equation here for tag team championship contention. Bunker Hill with the strong advantage. K-Dog put up one hell of a fight here, and there's still a fresh man to represent Bunker Hill. Solo is still awaiting behind that curtain if needed. There's a strong possibility that K-Dog could win this bout. He could win the tag team championships by himself here tonight. And if that isn't the most surefire way to prove your worth to the rest of Bunker Hill, if that isn't a surefire way to prove your trust to Popo, I don't know what the hell would be. I couldn't think of a better way to do that. K-Dog with 3 eliminations in this bout. He's been absolutely on a tear here tonight. Certainly the MVP of this bout. Back elbow drop into the lower back of Slarty. Back elbow. Knocks back Hollywood Hannon. K-Dog still with Slarty in his sights. K-Dog ascending to the top rope. Flying forearm from the top. Lateral press. Hollywood Hannon looking to put away Slarty. And it has been all but guaranteed we will have a new tag team champion here tonight. Will it be the Boise Boys? Can Hollywood Hannon go the distance and eliminate both K-Dog and Solo in one clean attempt? Or is K-Dog going to maintain the dominance of Bunker Hill here. Is he gonna ensure the 2-1 advantage for Bunker Hill against Parliament in their ever-continuing war here? Spinning roundhouse kick caught by Hollywood Hannon. He's trying to make K-Dog tap. Step up enziguri from K-Dog. European uppercut. And think of the conditioning of the pit bull. He's been able to go the distance for damn near half an hour, and he's making it look almost effortless. But Hollywood Hannon is almost certainly going to try and put K-Dog to the test. He's going to certainly try and push K-Dog to his limits here tonight. Action spilling to the outside. Hollywood Hannon taking the time to recuperate, trying to catch his breath. And that might have been the greatest decision that he has made in this bout. Now K-Dog wastes a bit of that energy. He's losing more and more of that adrenaline. Needs to get back into the flow of things. He needs to put this away quickly. Hollywood Hannon has that spinning roundhouse scouted. Spinning wheel kick from the mat. Another roundhouse from K-Dog. Back elbow sends Hollywood Hannon into the guardrail. Step up enziguri, knocking out Hollywood Hannon. We saw this used very effectively in the triple threat match earlier on tonight. Courtesy of Oliver English, he was knocking Popo senseless with that move. Here, 29 minutes and counting. K-Dog breaking free of that neck breaker attempt. Hollywood Hannon putting up one hell of a fight. Tonight would be one hell of a night for the Boise boys to cement their legacy. And think about how long Hollywood Hannon has been in this bout. David Rush was eliminated from this match nearly 20 minutes ago. Is down to a 50-50 shot for the Boise boys in Bunker Hill, and K-Dog has a sizable advantage going into this encounter here. He's had his guard up. He is all fired up. He is ready to prove to the world. He is ready to make a name and a reputation for himself. This is a career-defining performance from K-Dog. Springboard back elbow from the second rope, halfway across the ring, colliding into Hollywood Hannon. Flapjack from K-Dog. And now Slarty and Kruger on the outside, slugging it out here. Slarty taking out his frustrations on Parliament. And who the hell could blame him? Kruger assaulting Slarty with a Barbie stick of his own. K-Dog looking to go for that chicken wing suplex once again. Waistlock counter from Hollywood Hannon. Side suplex. Spinning roundhouse kick from K-Dog to Hollywood Hannon. Scoop slam from Hollywood Hannon to K-Dog. This is a war of attrition. Armbar counter from K-Dog. He was looking to tap out Hollywood Hannon. A quick jab from K-Dog. He's looking to put an end to this once and for all. K-Dog. Riz Crusher. And Hollywood Hannon's getting back to his feet. How badly do the Boise boys want this? Clubbing clothesline from K-Dog. And he is knocked out. Hollywood Hannon. Things have gone full circle for the Boise boys. And Bunker Hill has claimed another championship here tonight. K-Dog proving his worth to the rest of Bunker Hill. He marched into this group with open arms while also being considered the weakest link of the group. Not being a founding father by any means, but a man that definitely embraces the cause, definitely embraces resistance of Parliament. And he was able to go the distance for Bunker Hill, all 32 minutes worth of it, as he took the fight and eliminated both Kruger and Papyrus. He took care of Sigma Shuko. He took care of Hollywood Hannon. He took care of David Rush. He slugged it out with Slarty. And he can leave this championship open with a staggering 4 eliminations. Oliver English certainly regretting not getting K-Dog into the folds of his establishment. As Parliament continues to reap what they sow, Bunker Hill continues their dominance. Congratulations to K-Dog, and by association Solo, for claiming the KPW Tag Team Championships. And coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, Falls Count Anywhere action, as Ricky Rhombus is the first of 2 men to represent the Band Bus here tonight. Ricky Rhombus settles a score once and for all. He looks to maintain his lead over the Viceroy. He is looking to go 3-0 against Jedi under Falls Count Anywhere rules, where nobody is safe from eating a pin here tonight. Ricky and Rhombus Jedi, they can secure that pinfall wherever they please. They can tap each other out wherever they please. And all the stakes are in the balance here between these 2 men. Ricky Rhombus sporting some different apparel for this Falls Count Anywhere bout. He is looking to wage war against the Viceroy here tonight. He is as cocky, he is as bold, and as confident as he has ever been. Jedi looking to even the score. He is down 2-0 against Ricky Rhombus, the man that has been able to get the better of him consistently over the course of the past several months. It was just 2 weeks ago on Warzone when Ricky Rhombus challenged Pierre Cinema for the World Heavyweight Championship. Jedi wasting no time. He's right on the attack on Ricky Rhombus. It was Ricky Rhombus that launched that attack on Jedi before his World Championship bout against Pierre Cinema 2 weeks ago on Warzone, locking him in the boiler room, neutralizing the efforts of the Enforcer heading into that bout that very night. A crucial play that allowed the opening for Bam Dardino to cash in that lethal lottery contract and become World Heavyweight Champion. Ricky Rhombus and Jedi now lock horns. Ricky Rhombus rolls Jedi back into the ring. Jedi running the ropes, looking for that spinning roundhouse kick. Capture suplex from the Viceroy. And he's been looking to get his hands on Ricky Rhombus all summer long. This has been the main thing that has taken up his attention here as he turns his attention to Asa, the valet, the business associate of the Bam Bus. Jedi looking for weapons to attack Ricky Rhombus with, settling for a ring bell, snatching it off of the timekeeper here at ringside. Bell shot cracking across the head of Ricky Rhombus. Looking to go for another Luthez press here. Ricky Rhombus catches him into a suplex. Swinging DDT onto the bell. Lateral press. A 1 count as Ricky Rhombus powers out. Russian leg sweep onto the bell. We know that the focus of the Bam Bus ever since they joined forces back in the spring has been establishing the new blood of KPW. They have been establishing the future of KPW, resting their laurels on the newest stars of KPW, the more underutilized stars of KPW, finally getting their shine, finally getting their due. But it seemed like they only wanted that opportunity for others if they could secure it for themselves first. And if Ricky Rhombus could vanquish the Viceroy here tonight, he will certainly bring himself one step closer to achieving that ultimate goal here. Springboard missile drop kick. Ricky Rhombus's head hitting the bell as he collapses to the mat. Swinging DDT onto the bell. Once again, lateral press. Ricky Rhombus kicking out once again. Double underhook suplex from Ricky Rhombus. A man that has been poised to shape up the future from the moment that he arrived here in KPW. A man that tried to prioritize the new blood of KPW alongside his tag team partner Bam Dardino, who is now the world heavyweight champion. A man that will be competing in our main event coming up next against the Siberian Silver Bear, Pando. The world awaits that bout. The world awaits to see if the Siberian Silver Bear, Pando, can make Bam Dardino eat his words. The world waits to see if Bam Dardino will be humbled tonight and beat within an inch of his life by the Siberian Silver Bear. And one has to wonder, what sort of conditioning is Ricky Rhombus going into this bout? How healthy is Ricky Rhombus going into tonight's Falls Count Anywhere match after that hellacious steel cage match just last Monday night on Warzone? As we saw past Monday night, it's surely one of the most iconic moments in the history of KPW, something that has been sealed as an instant classic matchup inside the cage, culminating in what has been one of the most wildfire clips, one of the most shocking moments of KPW. Pando beeling Ricky Rhombus all the way across the ring, and then using that chance to beeline up and out of the cage. Forearm smash from Jedi all the way down to the floor, only getting a 2 count. Jedi with a mannequin head. Certainly a ghastly sight here, as he's allowing that mannequin head to do a lot of the offense for him. Headbutt, courtesy of the mannequin, to Ricky Rhombus. Side Russian leg sweep from Ricky Rhombus. Drop kick retaliation from Jedi. One hell of a receipt from Jedi. And speaking of headbutts, a capture suplex, noggin knocker from Ricky Rhombus to that mannequin head with nowhere to go but crashing into the mat. Inside cradle, Jedi now looking to try and embarrass Ricky Rhombus, looking to try and steal this. Now Jedi trying to gouge the eyes of Ricky Rhombus. He's got to keep his temper in control whenever he lets it slip. Whenever the Viceroy lets that mask slip. Ricky Rhombus has been right there for the past several months, ready to capitalize, ready to strike. And that is when Jedi has been caught off guard, caught by surprise. And it appears that Ricky Rhombus has been busted wide open, courtesy of that shot being launched right into the ring post. And that crimson mask oozing down the face of Ricky Rhombus. Ricky Rhombus's face colliding right into the ring post once again here. Ricky Rhombus now fights to survive here, and unfortunately for him, he's in quite the precarious position. He's not, it doesn't seem like he's taking it as seriously as he probably should be. Neck breaker on the floor. And just when he has the advantage, he takes the time to gloat. He takes the time to hot dog and grandstand. He is letting the fame and fortune clearly get to his head here. Jedi has something to prove here. He's got quite the edge. He is very much on edge here. He turns his attention to Asa, rolling her onto the announcer's desk. This has been a point of contention for Pierre Cinema. But also, she's more than capable of defending herself. Spinning back fist, knocking out Ricky Rhombus. And now Jedi turns his attention to the business associate, looking to neutralize her, looking to take her out of the equation of this false count anywhere match. I'm in absolute shock here. The deaths, the lengths that Jedi is willing to go to just to make sure that he can keep this a fair fight here. And now he's challenging Ricky Rhombus to do something about it. Ricky Rhombus buying his time here. Double axe handle off the announcer's desk onto Ricky Rhombus. Cover. 2 count. As Jedi launches and lobs that mannequin head into the leg of Ricky Rhombus. Magistral cradle. Only getting a 2 count out of it, however. Jedi pulling Ricky Rhombus off the desk. Hooking the leg once again, getting a bit desperate here. He wants to put this bout away, but Ricky Rhombus is not going to make it easy for him whatsoever. He's going to keep pushing Ricky Rhombus to his limits until his body gives out on him. Deadlift German suplex on the floor. And these two have been beating the absolute hell out of one another. Jedi's been going into this with one hell of an advantage. And Jedi wants Ricky Rhombus to prove his worth to him. We know that Ricky Rhombus has picked up 2 pinfall victories over the Viceroy, but that has been in tag team competition. He has yet to repeat that action in singles competition, and he has one hell of a golden opportunity to do that under false count anywhere rules. Irish whip reversal, and both Ricky Rhombus and Jedi heading up towards the stage here, up towards the sabotage stage near the hooks and the chevrons. Jedi being sent into the backstage area here. They are competing and fighting outside of the locker room of the band bus. Also launching Jedi right back into the boiler room. Deja vu for all 3 of these individuals. And now Jedi, he is in for the fight of his life. Whatever advantage that he thought he had going into this has been stripped away in the blink of an eye. And now it is Ricky Rhombus in the driver's seat. He is taking the wheel. And he is putting the pedal to the metal here. German suplex on the concrete floor. Only a 1 count. Really goes to show how much control Jedi has had over the course of this bout. And Jedi has been lacerated with the edge of that trash bin. Fisherman's Buster on the floor. And Jedi kicks out of the Fisherman's Buster. The discrepancy, the amount of offense that Jedi has been able to dish out for nearly 15 minutes against both Ricky Rhombus and Asa. It has been absolutely stunning. And look at the strategy that Jedi is trying to employ here. He's trying to get Ricky Rhombus as far away from his associate as possible. He's looking for any opening that he could possibly find here. And he's challenging Ricky Rhombus outright. If you want this opportunity, if you want to make the future right now, you have to earn it in the present. You're gonna have to take me down yourself. Ricky Rhombus, Jedi. And a real cat and mouse chase here. Jedi trying to stay out of the grasp of Ricky Rhombus, knowing that he could lock in that Fisherman Buster once again. I need cover, count of 2. As this bout continues, falls count anywhere in effect here. Jedi pulling Ricky Rhombus out of the ring by his legs. Spinning back fist. Deadlift German on the floor once again. Launching the steel steps over the top rope into the face of Ricky Rhombus. What the hell does Jedi have in mind here? Superplex from the top. What the hell is he thinking? What does he have in mind with those steel steps? Jedi looking to go for a frog splash. Ricky Rhombus a bit out of range there. And the wear and tear of this bout is really starting to catch up to both of these men. Rhombus fighting one hell of a fight here. He is in for the fight of his life here. Drop toe hold into the steps. Cover.
2, count 2.
And Ricky Rhombus still kicks out. He's been a man trying to shape the future of KPW hand over fist. He's been on that mission from the very day he stepped foot here in KPW in that first ever lethal lottery match well over a year ago. Rapid fire knee strikes in the corner. Courtesy of the Viceroy. Deadlift German into the corner. Head full of steam. Jedi with the steel steps colliding, creaming Ricky Rhombus with those stairs. And what an absolutely brutal affair. What a bloody affair this has turned into. Running neck breaker courtesy of Ricky Rhombus. Drop kick from the Viceroy, a man that has been at the very top of the mountain before. A mountain that Ricky Rhombus and Bam Dardino now work to completely gatekeep from the likes of Jedi, from the likes of Pierre Cinema. Really, from anybody that's ever been given a tried and true opportunity and has ran the ball with it. Frog splash onto Ricky Rhombus. Jedi proving to the world that he still has that intestinal fortitude. He is still showing to the world why he was able to hold on to the World Heavyweight Championship for a record-setting 218 days. He may not be the World Heavyweight Champion at this moment in time, but it is still not an easy task to go toe-to-toe with the Viceroy like this. It is not an easy task whatsoever to put up this much of a fight, and very few could claim that they could walk away the victor of such a bout. Spinning back fist, knocking out Ricky Rhombus. Split leg moonsault. Cover.
1, 2, count 2.
Ricky Rhombus still very much in the fight, still very much has a lot to give here tonight. Running forearm strike from the Viceroy. Jedi going up top here, dragon attack, corkscrew down to the floor. Capture suplex onto the floor once again here. Swinging DDT. And Ricky Rhombus is in a real struggle for survival here. Jedi, look at it. What the hell is he thinking here? Is he signaling for the end? What the hell are you thinking? Frog splash to the floor!
3, pinfall.
And the Viceroy gets his vengeance tonight! We've seen Jedi go through some real brutal, real bloody affairs here in KPW. He finds new ways to push his opponents to their personal boundaries and bodily limits. This was certainly a match that we have never seen before. This is something that we have never seen something on this level of intensity before. Jedi willing to risk it all here tonight. Leaping over the steel steps with that frog splash down to the floor. As he just struggles to get to his feet, he can finally claim a victory over Ricky Rhombus. This certainly could be a bad omen for the Bam Bus here tonight. Ricky Rhombus unsuccessful in holding back the Viceroy. But will Bam Dardino be able to hold back Pando? That is all to come in our main event. Before we head down to ringside for our main event here tonight, I understand that we might have some cameras running in the back here.
What
Roger,
an explosive bout we just saw between Ricky Rhombus and the Viceroy Jedi. Coming up next is our main event for the KPW World Heavyweight Championship. But standing next to me is a man that defeated our current world champion the same night he won it. Greek Machismo, Nick Flawless. Where do you stand regarding the main event?
Oh yeah, Greek Machismo, a man of exotic power. Too sweet to be sour. I beat that pipsqueak Bam Dardino 2 weeks ago on Warzone, so where was my offering? He said he wanted new blood, yeah, and I never challenged for the World Championship before. And I really don't care if Bam wins or if Pando wins Jack. What matters is that Greek Machismo, Nick Flawless, has an opening in his schedule for Monday night on Warzone. And I want to fight against the man that enters that building, the world champion. The ball is in your court and I'm Curry, yeah. Dig it.
Nick Flawless just throwing down the opportunity. Laying it all on the line here. As one of these two men here will be advancing to Euphoria, willing to go to Warzone as the World Heavyweight Champion. Bam Dardino makes his first defense of the gold here, and he's at one hell of a disadvantage, certainly in height, certainly in weight. But he's got one hell of a repertoire to work with. The wham bam, thank you man, the frog splash. He's got quite a bunch of bases covered. He's proven his worth as the 2025 Lethal Lottery winner. He's set to make history as the fastest world champ to defend the championship. Only 12 days in, but he's got one hell of a challenger awaiting him on the other side. And that is the Siberian Silver Bear, Pando. Pando has been an absolute force of destruction. He has been craving competition ever since he arrived back in February. He's gone through hell and back just to get this opportunity for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is do or die for the Siberian Silver Bear. Bam Dardino marching down to the ring with that World Heavyweight Championship. Something that we didn't even think would be a possibility just 2 weeks ago on Warzone when he won the World Heavyweight Championship. And now it is time for him to prove his worth. Let's see if he can prove himself to be anything more than the paper champion. Opening bell here, main event. Pando spearing Bam Dardino out of his boots here. We look at this World Heavyweight Championship match. Bam Dardino in the light blue accents. Pando in all white here. Belly to belly suplex. another thunderous spear to Bam Dardino. Pando has one hell of an advantage. He damn near speared Bam Dardino out of his shoes here. Snapdragon suplex. And this is just the opening minutes of the bout here. Pando beating Bam Dardino absolutely senseless. Bam Dardino certainly eating his words here tonight. Learning that tried and true lesson, you have to be very careful of what you wish for. You learn in life that you can't always get what you want, but he's finding out that he's getting what he needs from Pando here. He is getting absolutely decimated, downright humbled, courtesy of the Siberian Silver Bear here. Gut-wrench powerbomb. Oh my God. Pando, he's already signaling for the end here. Moonsault from the top.
1, 2, 3, pinfall.
Oh my God. What? What did we just witness? Pando is the new World Heavyweight Champion. 1 minute and 46 seconds was all that it took. He was hungry for the gold. He was hungry for the competition. And just as quickly as Bam Dardino obtained the World Heavyweight Championship, he let it slip through his fingers just that much quicker. Pando, after months of destruction, raining chaos upon that locker room in KPW, scratching and clawing his way to the top, now sits at the top of the food chain here. He can now call himself the KPW World Heavyweight Champion. As we look at the skyboxes here, Oliver English lurking from the shadows there, tucked away in the Kumite Forum. He is looming over that ring, that squared circle that Pando is celebrating in, knowing that he has the opportunity to challenge Pando for that World Heavyweight Championship at Euphoria. And that is just a month away, September 27th, here on the Team Adhesive Broadcasting Network. But this has been Sabotage, ladies and gentlemen. I have been Tapey Styles, the only man that can call the action right down the middle, flying solo as always. And we'll be waiting to see you guys in just 48 hours for our 75th ever episode of KPW Warzone. Good night, everybody.